I'm sure there's somebody out there who could relate to this, but I've experienced a lot of turning my tops into bottoms, so to speak. Now, me personally, I don't tend to view people in such fixed positions. I let people explore, I let people develop, I let people do them. And for example, I like fat dudes, but I like all kinds of kinds. So, fat dude I'm with decides he wants to slim down, more power to him. I'll probably still be attracted. I let people exist. It's not like just because you're fat or just because you're top or bottom, you have to like stay that way forever. I can tell a lot of people are like that, where they want you to stay how you meet them. And I think that's great. That's beautiful. If that's how you are. I'm just not like that. Be how you want to be, because one thing about me is I'm no fixed position. I kind of just, I'm a chameleon soul, and if I want to be something else, I be that. So being that way, I've come across guys who consider themselves tops, and for lack of a better expression, I turn them to bottoms. And the reason why this happens with me specifically is because the chameleon soul. Also, when I'm in that kind of mode of where I'm just mainly trying to top the people who've once topped me, they still like me. They want to experience me still. And so they're like, hey, why don't I give this a try? And that's pretty much how they view it. They kind of want to give this a try. They think I'm a worthy person to try that on them. Now, some of them, they try it with me and it's not their thing, and they just move on and continue with their life. Some of them, they try it with me, and that becomes their thing, and they want me to do that thing with them specifically. Some of them, it's more neutral, where it's like, yeah, it's not really my thing, but when he wants it, I'll do that with him, and I appreciate that. The reason I'm able to achieve this with dudes is because I don't view people in fixed positions. I view them as souls and bodies. If you come to me and tell me you want to experience bottoming, I'm not going to think of you as less than. I'm pretty sure the majority of people out there, if they're top, because that's how you view them, comes to them and says, oh, I want to experience this, they look at them funny. They look at them like, wow, I can't believe I let you top me, and now you want me to top you. Like, damn, you're like less of a man or whatever. And I've had guys say that to me, like, well, as long as you don't see me as less than and you don't think I'm less of a man. I'm like, of course not. Like, I'm not that kind of person. I really don't care. If you want to experience this, or if you want to be with me so badly that you choose to experience this with me, I'm honored. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. I really do appreciate it. The thing is, I view myself as a man. I think a lot of bottoms out there, they don't want to use their genitalia. Me personally, I like to use mine. It seems that there are a sector of bottoms out there who don't really care to use it in that kind of, they don't want to use it as a man. They just want it to be like their pleasure stick, like, it's their little, they have a big C word. They have just a really big one. I get that, and that's hot too, and I could play like that too. But at the end of the day, I am still a guy, so that is why they don't really feel that sort of weirdness with me, because I let that be known. And they see that I don't view them as fixed positions, and sexuality, I perceive it differently. And so they go for it, and they're like, okay, well, I'll try it. There's times when it hurts them. You can't just slam them in like any old piece. You got to take your time, you got to ease it in, and that's its own set of issues. I don't mind, but there are times where it's like, well, dang, like, I also don't enjoy doing that to people who don't enjoy it. Like, if you're doing it just to please me, I'm honored and I thank you for it. But I feel like guilty almost, where it's like, damn, you don't even enjoy it, but yet you're letting me do this to you. And here's the thing, sometimes you don't know what you fully like. You know, you might need to experience that to know for sure, like, that's not your thing. And if you still want to claim yourself as the top, I'm going to go ahead and let you do that. There's a huge sector of people out there where if you have the thought to bottom, they're going to categorize you as a bottom. People tend to forget the versatile exists, or they use bottoming to tease. It's like, oh yeah, you're just a bottom. They like to tease you even though they know you're versatile. I let people explore. I learned a lot of sexual health practices. I learned a lot of that stuff from heterosexual men. They taught me how to have non-ejaculatory orgasms, meaning I can orgasm without ejaculating. And also, they've taught me how to have hands-free orgasms, meaning I don't need my hands to orgasm. I can do it internally and release, you know what I'm saying? Hands-free ejaculation. I've learned this from heterosexual men. So if those women are fine with their men exploring, then I find, why can't I be fine with letting my dude explore, or the person I'm with? Like, I would never see them different. And if I get the itch to want to enjoy them in the way of bottoming, like I want to bottom for them, well then I'll do that with them. I'm not going to look at them and be like, oh, well, they're not worthy of me anymore. They bottom for me. Yeah. I don't see it that way because we're both guys. You know, I don't view it. I think there's a big sector of bottoms out there, especially, who really look down on a man for bottoming. It's definitely in comparison to women and bisexual men. It's definitely in comparison to one another. And that's how a lot of people who bottom move. And I'm just glad I don't really categorize myself as that anymore. I'm just about letting people exist. And I think those terms help us describe what we're into and what we're in the mood for. And they help describe things. It's just that words only go so far. So sometimes, yeah, it's important to call those labels out in terms of describing what you're needing and what you're wanting. But in the big picture sense, I mean, we're both guys into guys. It shouldn't be that big a deal. I feel like we should just be poking at each other, you know, if it comes to that. If it comes to that. And that's not the case for everybody. That's just not how I am. And this is how I turn my tops into bottoms. It happens a lot. It happens a lot to me. It happens a lot to the guys who carry themselves as guys. It doesn't really happen to the guys who carry themselves as femme, as women. It doesn't happen to them because when you carry yourself that way, your partner on the other end of that feels like, oh, they got to carry themselves as this image of masculinity. And so since they have to carry themselves with this image of masculinity for their femme partner, they feel like, well, shoot, I'll just go cheat on you. I'll just go lie to you and get taught by somebody else who's not going to look down on me because I'm a masculine guy who wants to experience that. But yeah, y'all, what do you think? Feel free to share your perspectives down below. Yeah, I'm here talking.